I mean, we said before the game, a sort of a roll up your sleeves kind of day. Definitely that.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's always the same when you know, when you come to places like this on days like this, and playing against an Accrington side who are, you know, really sort of fighting for the survival, and you know, you could tell the effort they were putting in and the quality they showed that they want to you know, stay in this division. But can't help but feel a little bit disappointed that we've not shown enough quality to win the game.
They had lots of spirit. I mean, you essentially had to start by matching that, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same in any game of football. You always have to, you know, do the ugly stuff first to try and let your quality get on top. But yeah, it was a real battle, and like I say, we could and should have shown a little bit more quality than we perhaps did.
Overall, you couldn't begrudge them a draw.
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, we did. I think we didn't start playing our best stuff till we went 2-1 behind, and you know, probably for the first half, they had the better chances as well. So, draw's probably a fair result. It would have been nice if we could have nicked it in the spell that we had later on, where we were playing better. But you know, our overall performance probably didn't really deserve that.
Scotty Brown made some good saves, particularly at 0-0. The penalty, some people around by us were getting pretty vociferous about it. What was your view? You were a bit further away than we were.
The penalty that was given for us, Jason Taylor got trips, I believe. You know, it looked a penalty.
I believe.
No, well, it did. It looked it to me, looked it to the referee, which is the most important, and it was a great finish from Marlon again.
Beattie caused trouble all afternoon, didn't he? Showed, in a sense, why he's played at the Premier League and at international level. Yeah,
he certainly had the quality to play at the top level, and he's still showing that now, you know, out there today. But you know, we should defend the set pieces. That's another thing that we're bitterly disappointed with, is conceding from 2 set pieces. You know, we should be organised enough to deal with you know, set plays, and we've not. We've conceded 2 from, you know, 2 goals from 2 set plays.
Having said that, your equaliser came from a set piece of your own.
Yeah, we do. I think we've probably got a good record from scoring from set pieces ourselves this season. It was a real good header from Marlon. So it would have been nice to go on and get a 3rd goal, but it wasn't to be.
The changes actually made a difference, though, didn't they? Mark made them, what, half an hour to go. You took off the 2 wide players, went a bit narrower, and you did get some more joy after that.
Yeah, it's a discussion that we have a lot about, whether to stick an extra man in the middle of the park and you can perhaps get a little bit more possession, or playing 2 up front, or playing with 2 wide men. You know, there's pluses and minuses with all systems, but yeah, we definitely saw more of the game when we made the subs, and as I say, that was probably our brightest period we had.
You can dress up stats anyway. 1 defeat in 9, not bad, but probably too many draws in that, and another one here. But arguably, this was a decent point in the end.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, we've not been at our best, and we've gained another point. It was a tough place to come. And come the end of the season, I said last week, I think these points, you know, will build up and be very important. But for them to become important, we have to start winning a few as well. But you know, we've got a good bunch of lads. We've got some good quality in there, and they've bitterly disappointed not to have won the game. But we've got a chance to do something about it on Tuesday.
You're friends with the M6 this week. You're back up here at Fleetwood. First visit there, and they're in the playoff shake-up too.
Yeah, it's a nice part of the world. I've always thought that up this end of the country. Went to Fleetwood the other season with Kidderminster, and it's a great setup. The pitch was unbelievable. You know, they've spent some money to take the club forward, and you know, they're certainly working at the moment, and it's perhaps a little bit different than the place we've been to today.
You had 2 trips to Essex, and arguably won what looked on paper the more difficult of the 2 games. To make this a reasonable point, you perhaps now need to win at Highbury.
Yeah, possibly. As I say, I think come the end of the season, that'll determine how important any draws and points we gain. You know, but we'll certainly be going out for the win again, and it won't be easy, obviously.
Thanks, Neil.
Thanks to the fans for coming up as well. Thank you very much to those who did it. Cheers.
140 of them here today, Steve.
Neil, the wingers are interesting one, because sometimes you don't play them and you desperately need them, and they come on and make a big difference, and sometimes you play them, they can't get involved, and then you make the changes and it has an impact. So
it's funny. I mean, we know the quality people like Jermaine and Mo have, and I think probably Sir Alex has the same problems with Ryan Giggs at times. You know, wingers are wingers, and they're brilliant on the day and not on other days, and they're certainly worth persevering with at times because of the qualities they have on the day. But I think we're lucky that we can change things at times, and you know, by putting an extra man in the middle of the park, you know, we can be strong in there as well.
What have the team selection meetings been like since you made the changes in January? You know, you've got good options, which obviously you want, but must be so difficult to pick a team for each game now. You've got
we do. We talk about, you know, we talk about the teams and the opposition and how we're setting up, and we've got a lot of good players at the moment, and touch wood, they're all fit and strong and round to go, and it's a great option to have as a, you know, like as a management team, and people are always going to be disappointed when they're not in the team, but you know, it's up to players to state the claim when they get the chance and demand that they're going to stay in the team by the performances.
Yeah, you mentioned Marlon tucking the penalty away nicely and obviously got the equaliser as well. I think that's his first brace for Cheltenham. And do you think he's stepped it up since it all happened and he's come back into the team?
Yeah, possibly. He's. I mean, again, we all know Marlon's qualities, and I think the last sort of 3 or 4 weeks we've seen the best of him. I like him when he's a little bit further advanced and he can, you know, get on the end of crosses like that for his second goal. But he's a good player and he's playing well at the moment.
Yeah, and Scott Brown had a few saves, probably more saves than you'd like him to have today. But
absolutely, yeah. We've it's about 6 games I think since our last clean sheet, but within those 6 games and for the whole season, Scott Brown's been excellent. So we'd like him not to be having to work as hard as he is doing, but when called upon, he's certainly doing well.
Just on set pieces, I mean, you have a big input in that, and you have scored a lot from set pieces, so obviously you're doing something right, but you've got to get that balance. You don't want to be letting in from set pieces either, do you?
I mean, we do work on set pieces, not obviously just me, as like a group we do, and sometimes they take care of themselves, sometimes you don't have to overhear some if things are going well, and we have been scoring a few from this season. But you can always keep practicing your defensive ones, and we've scored from some in the past where you do a little bit of movement and perhaps block a defender and to free your marker up, and that's what they've done today, and it's a pat on the back from them, but obviously disappointing from our point of view.
Yeah, if you can get a win on Tuesday, 4 points would be a decent return from these 2 long trips, do you think?
Yes, it is, of course it would be. It's as Ian's just said, it's perhaps the other way around, you might have thought it if we do get a win, but we can just concentrate on the next game now, and we will be going for 3 points definitely.
Yep. Cheers, Neil.
Cheers, John.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Neil.
Cheers, Ian.
Cheers. Have a safe trip.